Alright, here we go. So, good evening again. Koans! We're going to be doing more koans. No poems. Well, they're kind of poems. They're Zen, kind of very much a Zen poem kind of thing. We're going to be going back to the Mumonkan, and in our time together so far we have gone through the first 3 of these. So we will move on to number 4 of like 48 or something. So we've got a way to go. So what I'm going to do, kind of the usual format, I'm going to read the koan, the commentary, and then Mumon's poem on the commentary. And then I'm going to do something a little different. I have another translation of it here, and this one is by David Hinton. David Hinton, Ken, you know David Hinton. He's a Taoist translator. He's very well known for translating Chinese Taoist texts. And he's done a couple of Buddhist texts. He actually wrote a book in which he argued that Zen Buddhism, that Chan Buddhism was fundamentally Taoism and not Buddhism, which is a really interesting thesis, and I think it's one that actually has a lot of merit. There's a lot more Taoism in there than most Buddhists would recognize. Anyway, so I'll read that translation because it is a very different translation, and I want you to get the feel for how different these can be, which goes to the subtlety and the nuance of some of this and the poetic feel of it. But then we'll come back to this, which is the Shibayama, and I'll reread this and use this as the basis for my comments. Because what you'll come back to is there are a couple of really meaty things that are common to both of these that are really what this is about. So here we go. The koan. Koan said, "Why has the foreigner from the West no beard?" I should tell you before I go on. The foreigner from the West is Bodhidharma, and Bodhidharma, famously, the pictures of Bodhidharma are all of this crusty old guy with this huge beard, and he was Persian or Northern Indian. He was somewhere in there, so he had really thick black hair and a really thick black beard, which would have been utterly mysterious in China. When's the last time you saw a Chinese guy with a beard? The Chinese people have a hard time growing beards, so this would have been.
Also seen drawings with lots of hair on his arms.
So very bushy, very hairy guy. So that's the foreigner from the West. So I'll start again. So now you know what the point of this is. Koan said, "Why has the foreigner from the West no beard?" Oops, I did something wrong here. Let me do this. Sorry. Why has the foreigner from the West no beard? The commentary. Training in Zen has to be real training. Satori has to be real satori. You have to see this foreigner here clearly yourself. Then you actually know him. If, however, you talk about clearly seeing, you have already fallen into a dichotomy. Mumon's poem. In front of a fool, talk of no dream. The foreigner has no beard. It is adding stupidity to clarity. So now for the other translation. Master Double Shrine Mountain asked, "Bodhidharma, the Western barbarian with a red beard, how is it that he had no beard?" The commentary. To penetrate depths, you must truly penetrate depths. To awaken, you must truly awaken. To meet the barbarian, you must meet him eye to eye. Then in that one moment, the two of you are indistinguishable. But say even so much as eye to eye, and you've already become two again. What? The Gatha. You feel a fool facing him, no idea how to describe the dream. And this Western barbarian has no beard stuff, only muddies all that startled clarity. So very clearly opaque, mysterious language, poetic language, and it can be translated in these very different ways. But there's a couple of core points in here. Koan said, "Why has the foreigner from the West no beard?" Koan was a near contemporary of Woman, the guy who wrote this or pulled this together. He died a few years before before Mumonkan was teaching. He was geographically not far from and was a well-recognized teacher. So why would he say something that makes no sense? That's clearly not true. Why has the foreigner from the West no beard? Why? Why is a central point here, and with all of these koans. So actually stepping back, as with all of these koans we've talked about before, and all the ones we will talk about, the key to this is not to understand intellectually what it's trying to do and how it works. The key to it is becoming the koan, stepping into it and dropping everything else, letting the koan just take over and become you. And as we move into letting that process happen, the koan breaks down and reduces to its essence, and we simply become the essence of the koan. We don't become this long story, we become what is the meat here. We become that meat. So if you're looking for meat, you're looking for the heart, you're looking for the center. It is this single word, why. Now why doesn't mean these days what it used to mean, which is going to sound strange, right? But if you think about it, why does the sun shine? Well, you see, we've got these helium atoms, and when we get a lot of pressure, just the weight of the sun pressures the helium atoms, and the helium atoms under that pressure get crushed together, the nuclei merge and they become, hydrogen, they get merged and they become a helium atom, and helium weighs slightly less than 2 hydrogens. That release of matter is release of energy. That's not why, that's how. Why is my car quiet? Well, it's driven by electric motors. It's a how. So we have taken why to become how. In the good old days, even if you go back to Isaac Newton in, what was he, the 17th century, why does gravity work? Well, Newton would have no doubt. God would be his answer. He was totally aware that he was describing a how, but he also recognized, and he described, I think it was Newton who said, was the effect that we have all these pebbles on the shore, it's amazing, and I have just simply been given the grace to turn over a few of these pebbles. But this is all God's glory. I'm simply explaining how some of God's glory works. The why is God's glory. Kids get this. You ask a kid, why does the sun shine? The kid will ask you, why does the sun shine? And you start down that hydrogen nonsense, and the kid will say, well, why when you combine 2 hydrogen atoms does it release energy? Why is a helium smaller than 2 hydrogens? Well, because, why? And it's just this endless why, right? And that is getting at the mystery. So I'm going to go to one of my favourite places is Shakespeare, as many of you know. So, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Wherefore means why. Just it's a way that people used to say why. Why are you Romeo? Well, because your dad's name was... No, that's not the answer. This is the mystery. This is a girl who's in love and is struggling with an existential question. How can her love come to fruition? This is a meaning of life kind of question. Why are you Romeo? Why is this so difficult? It brings up awe and wonder. Another one, so this is the Tempest, Miranda, who is Prospero's daughter. Oh, wonder, how many gorgeous people are there here. How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such creatures in it. It's a statement of absolute awe. She's wondering about all these people. Where did they come from? Why are they here? What's going on? And she's not looking for, well, there's a boat, you see, and I wrecked the boat, and I had these people shipwrecked, and they were washed up on the shore, and this one is the person who did this to me in the past, and this is his. No, it's oh my goodness, look at this. Oh wow. So why? Why has the foreigner from the West no beard? So this is kind of like the Diamond Sutra. If you and I will be, some of you will be joining in that fun and games, which is a Saturday morning session beginning in a couple of weeks for several months, once a month for several months. So there's a recurring thing in the Diamond Sutra where Buddha asks Subhuti, who is his fall guy, I guess, his student and fall guy in that particular sutra. So does and it would come out like this, does the barbarian from the West have a beard? No. World Honored One, the barbarian from the West has no beard. Why? Because what the Buddha calls a beard is no beard. Therefore, the Buddha calls it a beard. It's the same thing. Why do you say that? I say it because there's no beard and therefore we call it a beard. And the koan is a great way of unpacking that. Or moving into that as a reality. Training in Zen has to be real training. So you have to sit. You have to let everything drop away. You have to let all ego, all identity drop away. Satori has to be real satori. You have to wake up. You have to see truth. You have to see this foreigner here clearly yourself. Then you actually know him. So this is, we've encountered this before. It is like swallowing a red hot cannonball. You can't swallow it and you can't vomit it up. It's just this, there's no way through. And yet we have to go through. And when you finally get through, you will know the Buddhas of the past. You will know the ancient patriarchs. You will tangle eyebrows with them. You will, in the other translation, meet them eye to eye. You will be them. This is profoundly intimate. And it is in that realizing they are me, I am them. And this is not a stylized theoretical, oh, all is one, kumbaya. This is a truly intimate recognizing, beyond words, of not two, not three, straight ahead lies the way. It's realizing there really is absolutely no separation. If we drop away all ego, there's no separation at all. So, why does he call it a beard? Why is there no beard? Because there is no beard, he calls it a beard. We have to have something to relate to. We've got to create some kind of frame of reference if we're going to communicate, so we'll call it a beard. Why not? We could call it a teacup, but we choose to call it a beard. But there's no such thing as a beard. The beard only exists because of the space that we create to see it in. The beard only exists because of the time that we wrap around it to allow it to come into existence and then disappear from existence. These aren't real. These are a frame of reference that exists as we create our human existence. That's all they are. But as this comes into existence, we have to do something with it. There's no beard, but we have to do something with it, so we call it a beard. If, however, you talk about clearly seeing is there is a me that has seen something else. clearly seeing is creating this separation again. This is a seeing beyond eyes. This is a whole body seeing. There are many places in the Zen literature where people see with their ears and hear with their eyes. And this is a way of describing an experience of the world that doesn't put our senses into little boxes and create subjects and objects out of it. There are modes of experience that transcend duality. Intuition is a great example. Intuition is just this, it's a connection that is beyond words. We all have moments of intuition, and sometimes we recognize them and sometimes we don't. But those moments of intuition are just, they're direct knowing. They are a direct knower. Without any separation between the subject and object, they're a direct knower. And to talk about it, we call it intuition, and we say we've seen or we've heard or we've understood something. We've created a duality, and we've gone astray as we've done it. In front of a fool, talk of no dream. This is all a dream. All of it. But means, among other things, to wake up. Buddha means just the awakened one. Buddha's experience was, as we wake up from our dreams in the morning and we say, oh, that was just a dream, that wasn't real. It was real, but now it's not. Just as we have that experience in the morning, waking up is that same experience. It's recognizing, oh, this is a dream. That beard was just a dream. Just like in our dreams, we have people running around stories running around in our dreams where there's a me and there's people I'm engaging with. There are subjects and objects showing up in my dreams. Where does that come from? It's all here. How am I getting a subject and an object? They don't exist as subject and object. They are stories I make up. In the same way, this higher level of waking up that the Buddha experienced includes an intimate realization that these things I see as subjects and objects are no more subjects and objects than the subjects and objects I create in my sleep time dreams. It's just a story, it's just a dream. So this is all a dream. And those who are caught in the dream and take it as real are fools. In front of a fool, talk of no dream. The foreigner has no beard is adding stupidity to clarity. So it's the same as he does it. A lot of these koans, it's knocking the koan is deriding itself to make a point, and it's observing that to even start playing these mind games is already to miss the point. To play these word games is already to miss the point. But we have to do something. So, become the why. Step into the mystery. Step into the mystery. Don't see the beard as something separate. Drop off self. Drop off other. Real Zen practice has to be real Zen practice. Dropping off, dropping off, dropping off. Eventually, you are the beard, and there is no beard at the same time. Alright, where am I here?